Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're looking at the ultimate cold weather survivor. This isn't just your standard breakdown of a plant, no, this is the epic tale of the fig that literally refuses to die. If you live in a cold climate and thought growing fresh, jammy figs was totally impossible, well, prepare to have your mind changed. We're going to dive right into the incredible biology, the hidden history, and the sheer resiliency of the Chicago hardy fig.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. 1. Genetic origins. 2. Pomological profile. 3. The dieback phenomenon. 4. Two-crop sequence. And 5. Cultivation secrets. Section 1. Genetic origins. And our journey actually starts with a pretty massive geographical twist, because despite its very Midwestern name, the Chicago hardy fig evolved an ocean away. Its DNA traces directly back to the harsh, volatile, volcanic slopes of Mount Etna in Sicily. It was forged in a landscape of freezing winters, rapid spring warm-ups, and high winds before Italian immigrants brought it over to North America. It's really that volcanic heritage that gives it such incredible resilience today.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how it clears up decades of horticultural confusion. Because of its amazing traits, this fig has been passed around under a bunch of aliases. You'll hear names like Bensonhurst Purple used completely interchangeably with hardy Chicago. And then there are genetic cousins, like Malta Black and Salziel. Honestly, these relatives are nearly identical in their cold hardy traits and growth architecture. They all share that exact same tough-as-nails Sicilian lineage.
But here is the real evolutionary superpower that makes this genetic line so perfect for northern growers. It's Parthenocarpic. That's just a fancy way of saying it has the ability to produce fruit without any fertilization or pollination whatsoever. You see, in its native Mediterranean environment, certain figs actually rely on a highly specialized tiny little fig wasp to pollinate them. But by being parthenocarpic, the Chicago hardy bypasses that entire process, meaning you definitely don't need a tropical wasp to get a massive harvest right in your backyard. Moving on to Section 2, Pomological profile. Let's talk about the tantalizing reward that makes all this effort absolutely worthwhile. We're going to look at exactly what this resilient plant produces.
This cultivar is an absolutely elite choice for foodies. The fruit itself is a 25 to 40 gram puriform, which is just a botanical term for pear-shaped delight. It has this stunning, deep, almost bronze purple skin with a beautiful chartreuse shading right near the neck. But man, the inside is where the magic really happens. It boasts a dense, jammy, strawberry red pulp. When you bite into it, you're hit with these intense, syrupy flavor notes of brown sugar, honey, and a bright raspberry-strawberry berry punch. It's incredible.
And protecting that delicious interior is another brilliant piece of evolutionary armor, the ostiole. The ostiole is basically the eye, or the small opening at the base of the fig fruit. Now, in the Chicago hardy, this ostiole is extraordinarily tight. Why does this matter to you? Well, that tight seal actively shields the ripening fig against ants and other pest intrusions. And even more importantly, if you live in humid, short summer coastal zones or get heavy autumn rains, it physically stops water from getting inside the fruit and souring your harvest.
Section 3. The dieback phenomenon. We're shifting to a slightly more serious phase of our botanical hero's journey now. This is where we explore the plant's absolute greatest ordeal: its brutal brush with freezing winter temperatures.
So the crucial point is the extreme shock factor of its wood hardiness. Believe it or not, the above-ground stems and branches of the Chicago hardy can survive air temperatures plunging all the way down to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. It pulls this off through early lignification and by holding a very low water content in its wood during the winter.
But the survival story gets even more dramatic than that. Even if the winter is so brutally cold that the top of the plant freezes solid and dies back to the ground completely, the roots, if they're properly mulched, can survive a staggering minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It basically stores massive amounts of carbohydrates below ground, just waiting for the worst of the freeze to pass.
Because of that, the plant's recovery timeline is nothing short of miraculous. In winter, you might experience complete ground-kill dieback. It literally just looks like a dead stump. But in spring, because this plant has a remarkably low heat unit requirement, it rapidly resurrects itself. Brand new, current year suckers shoot up an astonishing 4 to 6 feet. And the real miracle? By late summer, that entirely new growth sets and ripens a full crop of fruit right before the autumn frost hits.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, two-crop sequence. We are well into the rebirth phase of our hero now.
How exactly does a plant manage to fruit so heavily after suffering such a traumatic freezing winter? Well, it all comes down to how it sequences its harvest.
You see, figs generally have two types of crops. First is the Breba crop. This is a modest, early yield that grows exclusively on overwintered old wood, meaning the branches that actually survive the winter. If those branches die back, you lose the Breba crop. But contrast that with the main crop. The main crop is a prolific, incredibly reliable yield that ripens from August to October entirely on brand new wood.
This dual action makes the Chicago Hardy a bifaria fig. Bifaria is just the botanical term for a variety capable of producing two distinct crops in a single growing season, the Breba and the main crop. But here is the major takeaway for cold climate growers. While it has this cool dual crop ability, you really don't need to stress about losing the early Breba crop to a harsh winter. Northern growers heavily rely entirely on that massive secondary harvest, the main crop, because it's practically guaranteed.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer productivity of the Chicago Hardy. I mean, it's just astounding. Even if it dies back to the roots, that rapid spring regrowth on new wood can yield upwards of 150 to 200 plus figs per mature shrub. It just shrugs off the winter damage and delivers a bounty anyway. This unmatched reliability is exactly why it holds the title of the cold climate champion.
Section 5, Cultivation Secrets. Now, I'm going to pass the torch of mastery over to you. We're going to reveal the actionable, science-backed secrets for making this plant absolutely thrive, especially if you live in a humid, short summer region.
Let's move to Metali and see how this builds a completely foolproof growing strategy. Step 1. Because of its dense, multi-stemmed bush structure, it's perfectly adaptable to patio containers. Planting it in a 25 to 45-gallon container keeps those roots warm and makes it super easy to move if needed. Step 2. You want to push a balanced, heavy nitrogen fertilizer in early spring to fuel that 4 to 6 feet of explosive regrowth. But step 3 is absolutely crucial. It's the counterintuitive rule of nitrogen. You must cut off all nitrogen completely by midsummer.
Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would I stop fertilizing right when the plant is fruiting? It's all because of a biological process called lignification. Lignification is simply the process of turning soft, vulnerable greenwood into hardened, cold-resistant brown bark. By halting your midsummer fertilization, you purposely stress the plant out a little bit. You force it to stop pushing new, tender green growth and instead start lignifying. You are effectively forcing the plant to put on its winter armor before the first freeze ever arrives.
And that brings us full circle. The collector consensus on the Chicago Hardy is totally unanimous. Look, while there might be figs out there with slightly more complex flavor profiles, those delicate varieties are going to fail and freeze in a northern climate. The Chicago Hardy wins because it actually survives and it actually ripens. It truly earns its reputation as the resilient Sicilian native and the benchmark fig for northern growers. It is, quite simply, the fig that refuses to die.
So, armed with an understanding of its volcanic origins, its clever ostiole defense, the dieback phenomenon, and the critical rule of lignification, the only question left is for you. Are you ready to harness the power of this cold climate champion in your own backyard? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to start your own botanical hero's journey this spring.